What's up, SBU? Welcome to your first balance challenge. This one's for week 1. We've actually got 2 balance challenges for you. One of them, you're gonna be balancing on your hands. The other one, you're gonna be balancing on your feet. So before we get into this, we're gonna do a quick 5-minute warm up with a couple of easy yoga positions just to get our body loose and ready to go. Because these balancing positions aren't the easiest, you'll see. We're gonna start off in a tabletop position. So for a tabletop, you want your back nice and flat, your hands and your knees are the 4 legs of your table, all right? Now we're gonna inhale to cow pose, arch your back, look up towards the sky, pull back on the ground with your hands. Then exhale, cat pose, push away from the ground with your hands, round your back, look back towards your knees. Then inhale, cow pose, look up, pull back on the ground, arch your back. Exhale, cat, push away from the ground, look back towards your knees. One more, inhale, cow pose, look up. Exhale, cat, round your back, look back towards your knees. And then come back to your tabletop. Take a big breath in, then exhale, fold your toes under, push your hips back, downward facing dog. Remember, in this position, it's more important to have a flat, straight spine or back than it is to have straight legs with your heels on the ground. Right? Push into all 10 fingers here and pretend like you're spiraling your arms so the soft part of your elbow faces up. That's what it should feel like. All right, now inhale, lift your right leg high behind you. Exhale, low lunge, step it right between your hands. Drop your back knee, unfold your back toes, bring your upper body up. We're just gonna do this gentle hip flexor stretch. Your hip flexor is this muscle right here. Just sinking to your hips towards your front foot. Nice and gentle. Remember, we're not really warmed up yet, so we don't wanna do any intense stretching. Now bring your hands to the mat. Pop back to high plank. Push back to downward dog. Let all your breath out. Then inhale, lift your left leg high. Exhale, low lunge on the left. And drop your back knee, unfold your back toes. Come up again into this gentle hip flexor stretch. While you're here, make sure you're pulling your front leg back towards your hips. You don't want to be doing this. All right? This leg should be nice and strong still. Gentle stretch, then back to low lunge. Bring your foot back to high plank. Push back to downward facing dog. And then walk your hands back up to meet your feet. All right. Now, I'm gonna give you a little preview of the first balance challenge pose we're gonna do. I'm gonna show you a picture of it because I'm not that good at this. There it is, dancer's pose. This guy is a beast at yoga. We'll see how I do. And you'll notice in that position that he has a very strong back bend. He's really arching his back. So to warm up for that, we're gonna do a position called cobra pose. So lay flat on the ground. Maybe just like wipe the ground where you're about to put your face. You kind of want your nose touching the ground. Your hands, you wanna float them back by your armpits. So my hands aren't touching the ground, they're floating. Then bring your legs together. Squeeze your legs together and keep your legs on the ground. Let all your breath out. Then inhale, lift up, pull back on your arms. Keep your gaze down towards the ground. This is cobra pose. Hold it for 3, 2, 1. Come back down. Now use your hands to support you a little bit. We're gonna do 2 more of those to warm up. Keep your legs down. Keep your legs squeezed together. Let all your breath out. Inhale, cobra pose. Float your hands, squeeze your elbows back. Lift your chest off the mat or the ground. 3, 2, 1, bring it down. 1 more of those, ready? Let your breath out. Inhale, up, cobra pose. Float your hands, keep your legs squeezed together and on the ground. And then let it go. Whew. Alrighty. Now let's check out dancer's pose and how we set it up. gonna start off just standing up. You can do this with me. Let's take our right hand and put it out to our side like this, like we could put a plate on it, like you're a waiter at a restaurant. All right? Then bring your right foot back and you're gonna collect the inside of your leg. All right by your ankle. Then bring your left arm up high. And you're gonna slowly kick back and up with your right leg. Arch your back like you're doing cobra pose. And then drop your front arm as you keep pulling back with your back leg. All right? Now, very normal if you've never done this before to be moving all over the place with your leg. Whoa. Whew. If you fall, just reset and go through the steps when you reset, all right? Hand out like you're a waiter, collect the inside of your foot, arm goes up, get your balance for a second, and then kick and sink your upper body. Woo. All right, if you're having a lot of trouble on that side, maybe it'll be better on the other side. So put your left hand out like you're a waiter or a waitress, and collect the inside of your ankle. Right arm goes up high, kick back, open your chest up to the side a little bit, and drop your front hand. Woo. All right, if you're having trouble with your balance, there's an easier position to practice your balance. It's called tree pose. Bring your foot to the inside of your knee like this. Bring your hands to your chest. And then use your eyes and just focus on one thing, one spot, and keep your focus there. That'll help you with your balance a lot. And then the second thing you want to do is pay attention to slow, steady breathing. If you're up in a tough balancing position, you're holding your breath, once you need to breathe, you're probably going to come out of your position because you weren't breathing while you were balanced. All right, so keep your eyes focused on one thing and keep your breathing nice and slow and steady. So this is just if you're having trouble with dancer's pose, which is totally understandable. That's a really hard position. That's why it's called a challenge. All right, you can try tree pose on the other side. That's this position here. If you're somewhere in between, if tree pose where I am right now is really easy, but dancer's pose seems impossible, try tree pose with your eyes closed. It's much harder. Whoa. All right, feel free to pause the video and keep playing around with dancer's pose and tree pose. We're gonna move into our next balance challenge, which will be on our hands, which will be flying frog. And some of you just won't get this right away, and that's totally fine. Maybe next week you can try it again and you'll be better at it. Our bodies are very good at learning these positions. It's almost surprising. But let's check out flying frog. When you come into a deep squat position, you want your toes way facing out. Your knees are gonna track right over the middle of your feet as you bend them. We're gonna come to this position here. It's called a yogi squat. Now, get comfortable here for a second. And while you're getting comfortable, I'll show you flying frog. Bring your hands to the ground, keep looking up, and then gently lift your feet. That is flying frog. All right. Now the key to doing flying frog is to look up and forwards. If you start looking down at the ground, that's where your body's gonna go. All right, so gently rock onto your hands. You want your hands to be right under the middle of your body. Let's see, there it is for me. Your hands right under the middle of your body, and then just try to feel most of your weight in your hands. I'm still on my toes a little bit too. Then try to lift one of your feet, then the other one, and keep looking up. If I look down, I'm going down, right? So try that out. Flying frog, let's play around with that. And remember, if you're having trouble, it's all good. Just come here and try to get most of your weight in your hands. Maybe just lift up one foot, then the other, and come back. You can even just try rocking into the position and falling back out of it. Maybe building up to holding a little bit longer, and then coming out of it. I've been doing yoga a long time, and this is a challenge, right? Feel free to pause the video and keep playing around in Flying Frog. Whichever one of these two positions you feel like you're better at, I want you to take a little video of yourself, if you're comfortable with it, obviously. Challenge your friends on social media. Put it in your story, tag them, tag SBU. Let's see what you guys got with these yoga balancing positions. All right, I'll see you in the next videos.